And also, the Biden administration is reportedly expected to announce a new executive order protecting hundreds of thousands of undocumented migrants from deportation. And the new policy is poised to shield spouses of U.S. citizens, offering them work permits and an easier path toward U.S. citizenship. All of this comes after Biden's order that partially shuts off the asylum process in an effort to slow illegal crossings. NewsNation's Stephanie Haynes is live in Grand Prairie, Texas, with more on this. You gave us a lot of information last hour. Can't wait to hear more. Stephanie, this all comes as a few months before the election, and we're clicking closer to that date.
Yeah, every single day gets a little closer, Laura, and so you can really see how President Biden is trying to toe the line here, really balance, beefing up border security with also addressing the needs of immigration advocates and, their issues that they have been raising for years. And so he's expected to announce this program, which will reportedly be called Parole in Place. And what that reportedly entails, Laura, is that there's going to be legal work options for people who have been living in the country illegally. And so they will be able to get work permits, and that will prevent them from facing any ramifications, potential deportation, as long as they are working towards getting that full path to U.S. citizenship. And notably, Laura, the president is expected to announce this on the 12th anniversary of DACA. That is the program that former President Obama started 12 years ago, which was this major protection program for children who were brought to the United States with their parents crossing the border illegally. That protected those children, around 800,000 of them, from deportation. So that was a big announcement then. He's doing that, not by coincidence on that same anniversary. But like any other executive action, Laura, there could be legal challenges. We'll just have to wait and see how that all plays out later in the week, Laura.
Yeah, and we're keeping an eye on the American Civil Liberties Union suing the Biden administration over their executive order halting asylum. So what more can you tell us about that?
Yeah, and that is something that we were really expecting, right? We were expecting that immigration advocacy groups would really come out and sue on this, because in their view, they say this flies in the face of federal law. It goes against federal immigration law. And they also say, Laura, that it's just way too similar to a policy that President Trump initiated back when he was president that was ultimately struck down by the courts. Now, when you reach out to the Biden administration, DHS, they say, nope, absolutely, this is an executive action that is completely lawful, not only lawful, but in their view, Laura, critical to be beefing up security at the border. And they say it's already having an impact. And so as long as it does that, it will remain in place. Now, by impact, we still have to wait to see those actual numbers. Data from the border comes in those 7-day averages. So until we get those solid numbers, we may just have to rely on anecdotal evidence of what's happening at the border. But the other thing I can tell you is, this being an action that, in President Biden's view, is really trying to bolster border security, cut back, or, at least deter illegal crossings. There are some criticisms from staunch border security supporters and also Republicans who say, yeah, this comes a little too late. We just heard from a Border Patrol Council member before in the last hour. He says too little, too late. But also, there are real questions about how in practice that this could play out, because they raise the issue that there might not be enough law enforcement at the border to, one, detain these people who cross illegally, and then also deport them, especially if they are from overseas and from a country with which the United States doesn't have diplomatic relations with. Laura.
All right. Thank you so much. Covering it all there. NewsNation's Stephanie Haynes, live in Grand Prairie, Texas. Appreciate you. We'll see you again here soon today.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.